We are going to do some review to make sure everybody understands how we do basic trigonometry.
Yeah, I suck at this.
Yeah. You have a test on Thursday over this material, so I want to make sure that you are ready for that test. Today we're doing a review packet. Tomorrow we will also do a review packet. Actually, you'll do it on Eduphoria so that you'll see exactly how that test is going to look on Thursday. So I will not answer questions from you on today's review packet if you don't have the notes written down. Because if you will do these notes with me, I'm going to do one problem from each section. If you'll do these with me, you will have an example of how you're going to do each one. Like, I can't think of a better way of doing notes today than what I'm about to do. So here we go. There are three sides of a triangle. Three sides of a triangle. What are the three sides?
1, 2, 3.
Okay, there's the hypotenuse.
And there's 2 legs.
In trigonometry, we have not used the term leg.
Opposite and
Thank you. There is the opposite. And there is the adjacent. There's the opposite and the adjacent. How do we determine where the hypotenuse is?
across from the 90.
Across from the 90-degree angle. How do I determine where the opposite side is? Going through the triangle, across the triangle to the other side. Across the triangle to the other side. Across the triangle to the other side. And then the adjacent side. How do we find that one? The one that is next to the angle that we're using. Yeah. I use that phrase all the time. Next to the angle. Next to that angle. There are three trig functions. Ooh, that looked ugly. Slash ratios. And a ratio is just a fraction, correct? We're just going to write our ratios as fractions. What is the first trig function?
No, it's
It's sine.
oh.
And what is the ratio for that? Opposite over hypotenuse. What's my next trig function?
How do you say it?
Cosine. And what is its ratio?
Adjacent over hypotenuse.
Adjacent over hypotenuse. And then the last one is tangent. And what is its ratio?
Opposite over hypotenuse. Yeah.
Opposite over adjacent. I'm going to use your worksheet from today to do 3 examples in your notes. My expectation is that in your notebook, you are doing these examples with me. Okay? I will not answer a question from you if I cannot see in your notebook the 3 examples I gave you. I'm going to do number 4. So let's draw number 4 in our notes. Back away. Back away.
You couldn't say that? I'm done now. Nathan told me to get it. I was gonna get it.
Okay. Tan of C.
I'm sick.
The first thing I need to identify is where. Well, let me ask you this. What is the trig function it's wanting me to use? Tan. That's the trig function. What angle does it want me to build the ratio of tangent off of? Correct. When it tells me, Colin, I don't think your phone's telling you that. Thank you.
It could.
Bro, Colin, could you stop being so disruptive? You're trying to record.
Bro, I'm trying to learn too.
Tangent of C. The problem tells us what trig function and what angle to use. Tan of C. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find angle C, put a little dot next to it. The next thing I'm going to do is label my triangle, label the sides. According to our notes, opposite the right angle is the hypotenuse. Across the triangle is the, and then the side that is right next to is the adjacent. Again, it wants me to build the tan ratio using the angle C. So what I have here is tan of C is equal to, and the ratio for tan we have said is the opposite over the adjacent, which here would be 3/4. And problems 1 through 5, all we're doing is finding the ratio. All we're doing is finding the ratio. So my answer here is 3/4. Pick a number 6 through 10.
I wouldn't know.
Anybody? Number 6 through 10. 7. Let's do number 7. Six through 10. Okay, here we go. The other thing it has here is sine of x. What trig function does it want me to use or build a ratio off of? It wants me to use sine. And what angle does it want me to use? So it wants the sine of x. I need to put my right angle in there just so everyone knows. Okay, so if I build this, 16 is my
Adjacent.
34 is my 30 is my sine. The ratio for sine is what? So the sine of x is the opposite over the hypotenuse, which is going to be 30/34. I need to ask myself, can it be simplified? Yes. I can take my calculator. Okay. I can take my calculator and I can type in there 30 divided by 34, math, enter, enter, and I end up with 15 over 17, and there's my answer. That's not true, Mr. Choate. 15 over 17 is the correct ratio. Yes, 100% is the correct ratio. But on my board, you will notice that number 6 through 10, and then number 11 through 25, they want them in decimals. Now, your paper says to do it to the nearest 1,000ths, I think, or 10,000ths. Okay, I don't want you to do that. You're just going to go to the 10th place, which is one place past the decimal. It's what you have always done in my class. I have never asked you to do more than that. Okay, so we're going to take 15 divided by 17, and we get 0.8823529412 or 2. You're just going to, y'all have been so loud today. 0.9. That's my answer. Pick a number, 11 through 25. 24. Thank you. We'll do 24.
I don't think you can use this video.
Whatever happens outside of my classroom, I am not responsible for it. I see nothing, hear nothing. Saw, what is it? See nothing, hear nothing, say nothing. I said nothing.
Do nothing.
24.
I think it's no nothing after that one, by the way.
Oh, I got it.
See nothing, hear nothing, no nothing.
And then you say, you didn't hear it.
Okay, draw number 24 in your notes. And then notice that on those problems, 11 through 25, does it say anything about the trig function or the angle it wants you to use?
No.
It doesn't give you anything, does it? It does say find the missing side. Now, the missing side here is going to be the x. You're going to solve for x. There's actually 2 missing sides of every one of these triangles. I don't like the way these problems were written or the directions. I wish it just said solve for x. But it's x that we're looking for. They only gave me one other angle other than the 90-degree angle. What angle did they give me in number 24? What angle? 72. Okay. They gave me 72. Across from the right angle is my hypotenuse.
Oh.
Next to, or where x is the what? Is the adjacent. I have the hypotenuse. I need the adjacent. What trig function uses hypotenuse and adjacent? So watch this. The cosine of 72 degrees is equal to the adjacent over the hypotenuse. And I'm trying to get x by itself. I'm trying to solve for x. When your x is on top, you're going to multiply both sides by the denominator. When your x is in the numerator position, you're going to multiply both sides by the denominator. When you multiply by a number and then divide by it, they cancel each other out. So you're left with 17 times cosine of 72 equals x. And you can type that into the calculator, 17 cosine 72, push enter, and you get, when it's rounded,
2.
x equals 5.3. X equals 5.3. Okay? If you got a different number than 5.3, the first thing you need to check is to see if your calculator is in degree mode.
How do you do it again?
It's up on the board. Mode, scroll down to radians, push that black box over to degree, push enter, then clear.
Yeah, I see.
I'm going to tell you something. Believe it or not, I've seen this now for 5 years teaching at the high school. Your classmates in your other classes like to play games on you. And they will put it into degree mode, and then they will clear their calculator, putting it back into radians, and leave it that way. So that you come in 8th period thinking, well, they've used this all day long, surely I don't have to check it. And you will take that calculator, you will work a worksheet thinking you did everything right, and it actually calculated incorrectly because it was not in degree mode. So I don't care who sat at your desk beforehand. I've seen it every year. It happens all day long. Okay. Every time you grab one of my calculators, if it was me, I would clear it, and if I'm doing trigonometry, I would make sure Mr. Choate, myself, put it back into degree mode, right? Like if I'm using a calculator, I'm not trusting anybody with it. I'm clearing it, and I'm putting it in the mode that I want it myself. You are doing this worksheet 1 through 25. Remember, 1 through 5 are fractions. This is all up on the board. 6 through 25 are decimals. You're only rounding to the 10th place. It is due tomorrow, but you need to diligently work on it today. That's all I have for you.